Hey, all right. Uh, you know that this thing about Trayvon is really, we've been talking about it. It's a gun issue, but they've been trying to rub the race issue because they need supporters, and the gun people and the majority of Americans are gun people disagree with the government on this anti-gun thing. So they're trying to get other people, so they bring in racism as a way. And this is my personal opinion. This is just a tool. It's absolutely a tool. But I want to show you this. It's a 30-second clip, so hold on 1 second, listen to it.
Go ahead.
Justice for Trayvon. And I'm so sick of hearing that black people are racist. We can't be racist. We don't own militaries or banks. We don't hold the jobs. We can't oppress a race of people. We cannot influence the media to think a certain way about a race of people. We could never be racist. We are justified in our anger for our treatment for hundreds, thousands of years. I am not a racist, but I am certainly angry about the treatment of my brown people. Justice for Trayvon.
All right, I want to go over this. That was the whole clip. I wanted to go over the statements that she made, and we'll talk about each one
Go
by
ahead.
one.
Justice for Trayvon. And I'm so sick of hearing that black people are racist. We can't be racist. We don't own militaries or banks. We don't hold the jobs. We can't.
Okay, there were three things that we're going to take them apart, and these are the reasons why black people can't be racist, according to her. So, I really believe that she is representative of these people. She's learned this from the Al Sharpton group. So, what are they? White people are racist and black people aren't because um, white people own militaries or black people don't. Is that true? Who owns a military? And the only military that I know of in the United States is run by a black man. So, either she's just an ignorant person that's been led around by a ring nose, or she just, this is what she really believes. She really does. I don't know. I can't tell. Number two, what about the banks? Who owns the banks? You could probably put all the people that own a bank in an airplane. So if you're just limiting people who are racist to people that own banks, well, you could say that almost nobody is a racist if you're going by that standard. Then she said the last one of the three was black people don't have jobs to hand out. And, white people, apparently she's suggesting that white people have these jobs. They can just hire anybody they want anytime. And, they don't have to worry about a bottom line or whether the person that they hire is making more money for them than the person actually gets paid. It's like they don't understand the idea of business. We don't, if you're a business owner, you don't hire people just to give them a job, and then if they make money or not, you just eat it. It's not like that. You don't stay in business for very long, and those people won't have a job if that's the way it is. Here's how it works. If you, let's say you make $10 an hour and you get 400, the guy pays you $400 a week. Well, for him to pay you that $400, you need to make for him $800 so that he can pay you the 400 plus the benefits, plus to turn on the lights and all those other bills that have to be there. Plus he needs to make something for himself or he wouldn't do it. This is what they don't understand, and they think that these companies just make these jobs and hand them out. That's not the way it works. There's actually a market system at work that has to be properly functioning. So let's continue here.
We don't hold the jobs. We can't oppress a race of people.
Okay, so if you can't oppress a race of people, you are not a racist. I can't oppress a race of people, so I am out of that picture so far. I don't hand out jobs because I don't have that power. I don't own any militaries and I don't own any banks, and so we're so far I'm pretty good.
We cannot influence the media to think a certain.
Okay, can influence the media to think a certain way. I can't do that. I know that. I'm a white male, so the fact that I'm a white male makes me absolutely absolutely no way do I influence the media. They have the right to make jokes about me. They can say anything they want, and no problem. Look at the TV shows. It's obvious. The white male is the guy, that the go-to guy. You can just tear him apart, and that's fine. We're thick-skinned. We take it. You don't hear us whining about it. It's been going on my whole life. Is there a problem here? Yeah, there's a problem. Should there be some reparations here? Yeah, there should be reparations. I mean, how many jobs did I miss out because my government gave incentives to other or gave incentives to companies to hire somebody based on the skin color? It happens. It's in the law. You don't believe me? Look it up. People get hired because of their skin color, and it's because they're black, not because they're white. So just remember that next time you're complaining about being discriminated against.
Certain way about a race of people. We can never be racist. We are justified in our anger.
You don't have any power over another race, and neither do I. I have no power over anybody. I have power over my job, over myself. I can move myself. I can't do anything else. I don't make anybody do anything else. So, just the statements that she's making have completely alleviated me from being a racist. So anybody that after listening to this calls me a racist, they're going to have to argue with her.
For our treatment for hundreds, thousands of years.
All right. Now this is the meat of the bones, okay? Because this is the one thing they can say, well, you never were a slave. But you don't know that my family wasn't, because a lot of white people were slaves. And you don't know that your family was a slave. Your family could have been a slave owner's family just because you're black. There were a lot of slave owners that were black. So, you know, the color of your skin makes no difference. You don't get any benefits because you're black. You don't get any benefits because you're white.
I am not a racist, but I am certainly angry about the treatment of my brown people.
All right, so she's not a racist based on her statement, but she's not telling me how that is. I mean, everything that she said tells me that nobody's a racist because she said black people don't own banks or military and all that stuff, don't hand out jobs. None of us do. So none of us are racist. This works out well. Now we can all come together as black and white people and say, hey, I ain't racist, you ain't racist. We don't look at race. Maybe we're angry at the guys that own the banks. Maybe we're angry at the guy that's controlling the drones. Maybe that would be cool. Let's get together and talk about that. But as long as those people that are in control of the banks and the military continue to anger you people, and I'm not talking about just black people, I'm talking about white people too, that think like this, they're getting they're getting them off track, and it's working wonderfully. I mean, if I have to sit here and discuss this instead of discussing the problems we have and discussing who is causing the problem, well, as long as we're having these kind of debates, then those people don't have to worry about the fact that, they're getting obscene amounts of money out of a banking system that they completely bankrupt and made us pay for. And now we paid for it, and we're paying interest on the money that we paid for it with, while they're making humongous profits. It's obscene. But we can't talk about that right now because certain people want to point at anyone who happens to not be black and say, you're a racist, and we can't be a racist. You know? Let's get over the racist thing. Let's get into what really matters. And for her final statement, it started in the beginning and at the end.
Justice for Trayvon.
Justice for Trayvon. What's this got to do with the ill treatment of black people? Let's face it, Trayvon attacked George. That's what the case shows. The fact that George got out and was monitoring his neighborhood, looking around, trying to keep it safe, I'm sorry. I know that a lot of black people don't like that. They close their windows, they close their blinds. They don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it. They won't call it. If the cops come, they saw something, they'll say I didn't see anything. Some black people are like that. Not all, just some. But if you're in the hood, most hood people are going to say, oh, no way, I'm not going to tell. Fine, that's your security. That's the way you want to be. But some of us don't feel that way. And you're not going to hold us in our houses in fear and afraid to stand up to the thugs because of this case. It didn't happen, and it's not going to happen. So anyway, good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.